It's been 3 years since Emma Heming Willis received the devastating news that her husband, Bruce Willis, had a specific form of dementia called FTD. She's now providing a vital resource for anyone navigating the complex and emotional experience of caring for a loved one in her new book, The Unexpected Journey, Finding Strength, Hope, and Yourself on the Caregiving Path. Please welcome Emma Heming Willis. So you and Bruce were introduced by a mutual friend, and Bruce told you that he knew right away that you were the one. However, it took 2 years for it to work out.
Wait a minute.
What was the delay?
Oh, I was supposed to marry someone else.
What an inconvenience.
Yes,
that
I
is.
know. I was actually engaged to marry somebody else. Wow. And then our relationship kind of just dissolved.
Yeah.
And somehow, well, not somehow, Bruce, he swiped right in.
He knew.
Yeah, he was waiting.
Yeah.
Well, and now that turned into 16 years of marriage. But in 2022, Bruce got a diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia, which is a form of dementia that affects movement, behavior, language. And you say that the disease doesn't scream, it whispers, which I find so powerfully communicative. When did you start to notice changes in Bruce that like something was not right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so gray, right, to know when Bruce's disease started to step in. And it's just hard for me really to pinpoint. But what I started noticing was just, you know, there was our communication, things that we were normally aligned on. There was just something different. There was a definite shift, and I really couldn't put my finger on it. Bruce had a stutter as a child, a severe stutter. And I started noticing, and then through college, he went to college, and he realized he met with this drama teacher that when he memorized scripts, he was able to recite these lines without stuttering. Yeah. And I think that kind of like propelled him into the world of acting. Yeah. So through his life, he's always been able to manage his stutter. And then I started noticing that his stutter started to come back. And I thought that was interesting. So these were these subtle signs, and never in my life would I ever think it would be a young onset dementia.
Yeah.
Wow.
How would you know?
Yeah, how would you know? Well, I just have to say this book is going to help so many people. We were talking backstage, my grandmother had dementia, and this book is filled with information that I think everybody who struggles with something like this needs. So thank you for writing it. No, you've been taking care of Bruce for several years now. And this book is really a guide for caretakers to help them navigate what is a complicated, heartbreaking, and life-changing experience of caregiving for a loved one, right? Why was it important for you to open up about this journey and write this book?
What I realized that when we received our diagnosis is that we left that appointment with nothing. We left with no hope, no roadmap, just to check back in a couple months, and that was it. And I thought, we're just leaving like this is it? And that really was it. So I, over time was able to find some experts and specialists to be able to help and support our family. Right. I was digging into the World Wide Web to figure this out. And what I realized is that I was accumulating really insightful information that was really helping Bruce and our 2 young girls and myself be able to really navigate through this. And that was really how The Unexpected Journey was born. I wanted to be able to compile all the wisdom and the insight and the education that I was learning into a book, and to be able to share it with the next caregiver who might not have the time, who does not have the energy,
the resources,
the access, and we did. And I knew that that was a privilege, and caregivers need all the support that they can get.
Absolutely, and no two journeys look the same.
No two journeys are the same.
Yeah.
Caregiving is, and dementia plays out differently in each each home.
Well, and as you mentioned, you and Bruce have two beautiful daughters who are 13 and 11, and you also have a close blended family with his three older daughters and their mom, Demi Moore. There's a chapter in your book about raising children while being a caretaker. So I want to ask you, how are your daughters coping right now, and what do you want other parents to know about taking this journey of caregiving while parenting?
Surprisingly, they're doing very well. But I think that what I've been able to do and what I have learned through the specialists and the experts that I worked with to help me communicate with our two young daughters was the importance of being truthful. You know, like when Bruce was diagnosed, I was able to tell them what the diagnosis was. And then what I had learned is that you wait for their answers. Sorry, you wait for the question. And, you know, they asked a couple of questions. There wasn't a lot, but they were like, okay, what is it? FDT? I said, no, it's FTD. So they came up with this acronym of Fantastic Turtles Dancing. It's very sweet to be able to like remember the letters. Yeah. But they're, you know, I think they're doing so well, and they're just so brave, and they're so compassionate, and they really meet their father where he's at with no expectations and just love, just pure love.
This is the first time you've opened up about making the decision to move Bruce into a second home close to you all, where he can be safe and get the 24-hour care he needs. Oddly, you've received a lot of judgment online from people who really should not be saying anything.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but you know how people are. But is one of the things you tell folks is not to read all those comments and the things that are meant to make you feel terrible?
I knew it was coming, right? I lay this out in my book, and there was a reason for doing that, because I think that when you make a decision like that, there is so much guilt and shame around that decision. And, you know, I know for other caregivers, when it comes to that point in their journey where they need to make that hard decision, the amount of criticism and judgment that comes their way, you know, you can only imagine. I mean, here we were able to provide a second house where Bruce now has the care, and his needs are met 100% of the time. And our two young daughters now are in our family home, our primary home, where their needs are met 100% of the time. Because what people don't understand is that needs aren't being met.
Right.
And that you need to do what is the safest and best decision that suits your family. And that might not look the same for someone else's, but that is okay. If our care plans don't align with each other, that's okay.
Yeah.
But I just think it was important to
You said
to
something
share.
in the book about that really hit me. You said Bruce loved a loud, regular, crazy, normal household. He would want that for the girls.
That has been my guiding light through this, of just, I know Bruce, I know his values, I know his compass, I know what he would want. And our house, no one was thriving in our home anymore. And you know, Bruce he loved a loud house. There was always music going. He was walking through the house with his harmonica because he's so cool. And it was like, you know, it's just loud and fun. And our house wasn't that. Our girls aren't having play dates anymore. They're not having sleepovers. And that is not, Bruce would have been like, what are you doing?
And the house wasn't safe for him. He needs a different kind of people. You know, again, you know, if you're spending time criticizing other people, just look in the mirror. Don't do it. If you're starting to think that way, don't write it. You know, where's my picture? I wanted to show off. I don't know if you've seen this.
That's a good one.
You know, your husband was one of the really great guys, one of the first people I ever met when I got famous, and he guided me along quite well. And I'm glad he's got you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I'm glad you've done this
Thank you.
because it will help anyone. Even if you're not going through this, you need to take a look at this book because you might find that you're going through something. Maybe don't wait till you need it. Maybe get it now. Our thanks to Emma Heming Willis. Her new book, The Unexpected Journey, is out right now. You can scan the QR code on the screen to buy it. And we will be right back.